Hello, good people of the internet. It is I, Craig, from the Electric Church, here for another comic book pull list for you for the end of January 2021. It's January 27th. New comic books actually come out today, but I went to the comic book store yesterday. I think there's only a couple of things that were coming out. Hi, Mittens. It's too early for breakfast. There's only a couple things that stayed in my box until next week. We're going to go ahead and start out with Rorschach number 4. If you have not started this miniseries, you might want to wait until the trade paperback comes out. I'm pretty sure they're already going up in value. Thoroughly enjoying that series. Don't want to spoil it for you. But if you're a fan of Watchmen, Doomsday Clock, you're going to want to go ahead and pick up this series. It's been a lot of fun. Yep, that's your chair. You can sit there. All right. Next up is Batman Catwoman number 2. I was actually really surprised by this series. I mean, I like Tom King as writer, but I wasn't expecting too much from this. Maybe some fluff about the relationship or something. But so far, it features Catwoman tracking down an elderly Joker. And I don't think it's going to end well for the Joker. Like I said, this has surprised me a lot so far. I've really enjoyed this. I was just going to get the number 1 for the collectability, but I really enjoyed that first issue, so I went ahead and got the second one, and I really enjoyed this one too. So I'm going to go ahead and highly recommend this series. Another one that caught me off guard, Black Cat number 2. This is a tie-in to the King in Black crossover with Venom and all the other symbiotes. I really enjoyed number 1, and so I got number 2. And it continues to be great. This features Black Cat trying to save Doctor Strange from some strange spherical alien prison that they have him in. Really enjoying that. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the third one too for sure. And the next we got We Live. I got number 3 and number 4. Because I think they forgot to order me number 3 last month. Really enjoyed the first couple issues of this. It's colorful, it's fun, it's exciting, and it's not the usual superhero men in capes kind of stuff. Really liking that series. It's kid friendly too. So if you got a youngin', that's something that you guys can enjoy together. All right, I think this came out last month. Batman Black and White. It's kind of a throwback to a mini series when I was a teenager called Batman Black and White. It's just I believe just a series of short stories. But I went ahead and got it because of the collectability. It was still sitting there on the shelf, so I don't know how collectible it's really gonna be. It's probably got a high print run, but you know, there's some really cool art in there for sure. I think Jim Lee does some of that art, and I'm a big fan of his. So it's gonna be a great story to flip through, I'm sure, no matter what, even if I don't get the whole series. All right, Maestro, Warren Pax. Peter David killed it with the last 5-part Maestro series. I'm absolutely loving the Immortal Hulk, and he's knocking it out of the park with the Maestro stuff too. So if you haven't been reading Maestro, the last miniseries, or the Immortal Hulk, you are really missing out. I think Immortal Hulk was probably the best regular ongoing series of 2020. All right, DC's Dead Planet. Again, this might have came out last month, not entirely sure. I think I actually have issue 7. I'm not sure if I actually read the end of the series yet. I guess the series wasn't as good as I thought it was, if I can't remember if I read the end or not. But I loved this cover, so I had to get this guy. Whether or not it's a duplicate or not, I wasn't sure. But I saw that cover, and it was just one of those, yeah, I'll buy that. All right, moving on. Department of Truth. Again, this came out a month or two ago. I picked up several of the number ones for the collectability. I wasn't too impressed by it. I mean, it's a neat idea. You know, it's got some fun sort of watercolor style surrealistic art. You know, but I mean, it just, I didn't think it was that fabulous. You know, I feel like, I guess maybe evolutionally, I'm maybe a couple steps ahead of this, where of course the government has sort of a department of propaganda. So I mean, it's a fun little way to you know, explore conspiracies, I'm sure. But I don't know, I wasn't that into it. I got issue 2 because issue 1 really blew up. There's some of the issues are selling for, I think, $40 or so. Some of those limited print run 25-to-1 covers and whatnot. Anyways, so it's always worth more when you have a longer run. So I went ahead and got number 2. This also has Reagan on the cover, which I kind of enjoyed. And even though I didn't like number 1 all that much, I'm gonna go ahead and read issue 2. See where it goes. I don't think it's gonna make it back on my pull list, but we spent the $4. Let's read the issue. All right, again, I think this came out last month. I Make Boys Cry. It's very adult. Number 1, got it for the collectability. Definitely gonna read it. I have something from Absolute that I bought last year, the year before, called White Widow, I believe. And I thoroughly enjoyed that. It's got really great art. Al Garza has been doing some covers, and he actually lives down in St. Cloud. I'm hoping we can find a way to get him to autograph some stuff, maybe meet him at the local comic shop or something. All right, anyways, finally I got Last Witch number 1 from Boom Studios, Boombox. This is one of their child-friendly titles. You know, the ad's just been staring me at the face in the back of those Boom comics that I like so much. And issue 1 was still sitting there, and I finally had to grab it. The advertising works. So anyways, that's what I picked up. The only other things that didn't make it into this pile, Spawn comes out today, number 314. Really looking forward to that. Spawn's been on fire lately. And Blade Runner 2029, I believe, is the miniseries, issue 2. That should have been in my pull box, but got missed. I gave them an email to get it in there next week. So I'm reading both of those series, and so far thoroughly enjoying both of those as well. Why don't you go ahead and let me know what you're reading in the comment section below. Let me know what you think I should be reading, what's best out of my pull list, what was missing, and we will see you in a few weeks.